This is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I'm going to talk about and plant some seeds. And I got all the questions that the Biodynamic Association had on my certification, even though we got the 2021 certification. But they had some questions, and they do a on-site inspection or a in-person inspection. One of the questions they had was they want to know where your seeds come from, if you've tried to look for organic seeds or not. And as far as I know, I'm the only organic source of all these seeds. So unless somebody knows something different, which it's pretty easy to check at the Organic Integrity Database, we are the only source of organic certified tropical fruit seeds. I'm not talking about you home gardeners. I'm talking about the people that sell products, you know, have enough to sell like we do. And so here's the seeds I'm going to plant today. And I bought some Rollinia fruit, which was very good from Fruit Hunters, and picked perfectly. And so I'm going to plant some of those seeds, and then I'm going to plant some of our sugar apple seeds. Sugar apples are good. You just have to get them at peak ripeness. And then I'm going to plant some of our organic moringa seeds. And I got a Kwai Muk fruit, which I ate and then realized I probably should have done a video on it. But I thought the Kwai Muk had fallen off that's a Kwai Muk seed, had fallen off the tree, off this seed-grown tree that I've been growing for 10 years. Obviously 5 years at a different location, so we've only been here 5 years. But I planted this tree directly in the ground when it was like 5 inches tall, and walked away into a lawn. I was still mowing the lawn back then. Never watered it. It survived. So I thought it had one fruit on it. The first year it actually set fruit. It flowered last year and it set fruit this year. And it's the first Kwai Muk that I've ever tasted. And I found the fruit sitting on this leaf, or in these leaves. And it was good. It was all sweet, and it just had some acid to it. It was an extremely nice flavor, but it was super sweet, like most of our fruit. But it made me think, well, I wonder if I did a crushed fruit, ripe fruit, foliar spray after fruiting, what that would do. And so I'm gonna start implementing that. I kind of rubbed the fruit on a few leaves here just to see what would happen. But I think that if you did crush some fruit and put it in some rainwater, it's important to the type of water you use. Some rainwater that has been in sunlight for like at least 12 hours. So it structures the water. And then stir the fruit into the rainwater for like an hour, like a vortex for an hour, like the biodynamic. The hour is important. I never really understood the importance of it, but I understand it now. It took me a while. I like to figure things out in my head, why things are being asked. So it's like, I don't know. It is important because it changes the structure of the water to do the vortex. You could run it over rocks. Probably the rain, action of the rain barrel, I would think, does it in the sunlight here. So probably not really necessary to restructure it once it's been like some of those practices have been done. But anyway, back to the seeds. So I'm gonna plant these seeds. So I got my 20 or so moringa, my 20 or 30 sugar apples, and my 20 or 30 Rollinia, and my one Kwai Muk seed to plant. I got a stake because I'm gonna plant the Kwai Muk. It's a good thing. It's a delicious fruit. And all in the same hole. So I want these things to have the best success possible. And I know from experience of planting seeds in the ground that finding a nice, healthy, like Caesar weed or a pigeon pea, or even some Biddens, which is allelopathic, but it doesn't seem to bother fruit trees. At least I haven't seen it bothering fruit trees, like the citrus. So I used to plant all my seeds in like their own little spot and their seedlings in their own little spot, and then I discovered that planting them all in the same pot together, they do better. And then I found that planting the seedlings that were grown from seed all in the same pot in one hole, they do better. So I started planting seeds in groups this past summer, and planting seeds, direct sowing seeds, is not for the faint of heart. So if you need to know the outcome of every single seed you purchased, it's probably not, it might be too much. So it's because you can't like expect all your seeds to grow. Fortunately for us, we have thousands of seeds, and I can afford to experiment now that we're producing seeds. So I look for stuff like this, like a Caesar weed with a Biddens and some grass, but it's not really that healthy. So maybe not yet. This Caesar weed looks a little healthier, but I see that it just has like monocrop grass growing under it. So that's not really a good place either. Not the best. I want the best spots. I have seedlings growing in there. I have little citrus trees and some other stuff growing in there. I think I have a seed grown sweet ubajay right here. And there's all kinds of different guavas and Lux garcinias and mangoes and other stuff growing in here already that I can see popping up. I'll try to check our mango seeds on the way because I have seen a few coming up. They're kind of hard to spot. I mean, it's only been since I ate the fruit, so it hasn't been that long since I planted them, because we're still getting fruit. I saw Adamoya starting to pop up above the trees, the grass right here. See it? And I just planted that from seed this year, and it's already, I don't know, it's got to be 20 inches in 2 months from seed. So I planted some Adamoyas all in the same pot with some other stuff, and they seem to be doing quite well. And you know, you don't have to water any of these things. You plant them and you basically walk away. That's what you have to do. seed-grown citrus does like so well here. That's a seed-grown citrus right here. Pigeon pea. And a really harsh spot, a compacted lawn spot in the lawn that is in full sun. Little trees, they like a little shade. But citrus seems to be able to handle the harsh conditions in Florida quite well. So I really want to have some stuff growing here because this is like not a good area. But I do have a mulberry planted here. Mulberries are like the ugliest, they're the ugliest trees there are. They just don't really, they're not really tropical, I guess is what it is. So I'm gonna plant some seeds with this mulberry. I'm gonna plant a couple Rollinias, a couple sugar apples, and one Moringa. Looks like 3 sugar apples and 3. I'll do two Rollinia and 3 sugar apples. So you can see bare soil here, which is never good, but I'm just gonna throw the seeds right there. You could tell the soil's not that good here. See, it's all lawn. But if this tree wasn't here, I wouldn't plant these here. But since the tree is able to grow here, I'm gonna put these in there and cover them with, I like to cover my seeds about twice as thick as their widest point. So that's like a half an inch for the smallest seed. So that's what I'm gonna put over here. And then what I like to do is I like to put carbon over it, like brown carbon on the soil. And that's it. So I'll be able to remember where that is because of the tree that's growing there. So then I see there's like some stuff growing better over here. Different things. So I'm gonna do some right here. It's another really bad spot in the soil. You can always tell the bad spots because they stay lawn. They stay lawn when all the other areas are building soil. So by adding plants to it, it triggers something in the soil, you know, because these seeds have their own, they're holobiont, so they're a complete structure that just needed a little water and earth. And so they will fix being planted all together. The diversity will hopefully fix this area, or, you know, try to fix it. Put some brown over it and walk away. Hope for the best. Oh, I can't forget my little stick. For when I plant my Kwai Muk seed, I know where it's at. I have known this is like have been some of the worst areas because it's on the outside of these live oak trees. And when it was mowed lawn, no wind or anything would come here. So it just compacted the soil and washed away everything into this ditch. And I mow here, so I have a path that goes from the front of my house to the front of my property to the back of the property. And That's it. 5 foot wide path. Something I could drive the tractor on if I had to. Nobody likes mowing. None of the creatures seem to like the bug people, the frog people, the bird people. Nobody likes the mower, the sound of the mower, or the seeing it coming. Feeling it coming, probably, here in Florida. Vibration of the ground is so intense. So here's my 2 sugar apple, 2 Rollinia, and then I'm planting them with this right next to this pigeon pea, directly adjacent to it. Dug my little hole, threw my little seeds in there. Don't place them in any particular order. Say a prayer for them, because that's very important. Grow big and strong and prosper and take care of the earth. Help your fellow plant. That's what I do. The seed people. So a lot of the people will sterilize seeds, and you don't want to do that. That's just put your seed at a disadvantage. It's like giving a child antibiotics. It just wipes out the whole microbiome of the seed. I see this little mango is looking good. Well, that's, from seed has only been there without watering, because we don't water any of our seed grown trees. We don't water any of our trees from basically May through January. After January, sometimes we turn we do turn on our artesian drip during drought on just our larger grafted trees, nursery grown trees. But it helps. I don't know if it helps everyone, but it appears to help. The water helps. May not help everything, but I'm glad I had it. I know I always don't talk about water, but it can be nerve-wracking growing tropical fruit trees and watching leaves drop off of your trees. It's not for the faint of heart. Trees, though, they kind of are made to shed their leaves. So it's not really a problem as long as, not every leaf is dropping off. But if it drops half of them during drought and it has a bunch of fruit on it, that's a totally healthy looking tree. It's just giving birth. I mean, it's not going to look perfect. It shouldn't be expected to look perfect. This whole control, design, chemical, nutrient thing, it's kind of irritating to me because I have to figure out how much NPK is in my manure that I'm spreading. Nobody cares about the biology. How biological is your manure? We're having trouble. I'm having trouble because it's just me. Keeping compost. It's my living system. Where'd my stick go? My living system. There it is. Devours all my compost pile before a year. So basically there's nothing left. And it didn't used to be like that. And I guess that's a good thing. I really didn't understand the whole eating of carbon, because sometimes I would buy seeds and my compost would just devour them. I kind of think that those are the seeds that were sterilized. Because I've been given plants that were grown and started in a cocoa core, and the system devours those plants. Meaning they turn them into compost. And I'm fairly certain that the seeds that get eaten are the seeds that are sterilized. Because my seeds, they don't get eaten and we don't sterilize them. I rinse them through some Biodynamic 500 rainwater, structured rainwater. It's been left out in the sun. So here's I know I planted mangoes and stuff in here, but I just keep throwing stuff at an area until it sticks. And I put this compost down not that long ago, and it's almost eaten up completely. But this looks like a very rich area to grow stuff in. Yeah, there's old compost there that's completely taken over by, it looks like torpedo grass. Torpedo grass is an excellent soil builder. And right here next to this, got to watch out for the creatures that move underneath the compost pile. The voles and the mole people. And it feels like they're around here because there's lots of holes. So I'm not even going to plant my seeds in an area like that. It's not ready. This looks like it could work. Got a little biddens growing there. You got some organic matter. Soil's a little better. There's no gopher holes. So yeah, this will definitely work. Our rabbits will come by and eat your little seeds, so trees. Like I said, this is not for the faint of heart. Only do this if you have a lot of seeds that you're not that worried about. Otherwise, definitely start them in a pot. But it's important to know you're starting them in a quality substance like we do with our compost and our aged zebu manure, cow manure. But I just have so many seeds now that I'm capable to do this experimentation. Oh, there's one of the mangoes. I think I'll plant 2 seeds with it. Or 2 sugar apple, 1 moringa. So obviously this is a good area to grow. Put the seeds in, cover it up. Get some carbon put over it. Next, there's a mango that got frozen. Planting more plants in an area where trees succumb to frost damage when other trees don't tends to help the health of the overall tree that you're trying to grow that froze. So I'm going to plant some right here. It's got all kinds of different weeds growing in it. Soil feels better. Yeah, so you have to keep track of where you get your seeds from, and you have to try to find organic seeds. If you're, organic or biodynamic certified. But since the tropical fruit world is so far behind current trends here in Florida, getting organic seed is impossible. And for me, it has to be verified. If somebody says they're organic, home grower, yes, okay. But you're not trying to sell seeds. But if somebody that's trying to sell seeds is saying they're organic, show you the proof, because I didn't know everything about organic, and I had been growing organic at that point for, my entire life. Say your little prayer, grow seeds. Seeds respond to prayer. You can really feel the energy of this farm. It's got a good feeling. I always feel good when I plant seeds, especially if I'm able to do it in the shade in the morning in Florida. I don't know if I planted that Kwai Muk yet. I think I may have accidentally planted it. No, there it is. Okay. Where's my stick at? Here's another mango. We got some sunburn on it, but it's got new growth. There's a citrus I can plant next to. I don't expect very many of these seeds to thrive and do well, but we'll see. I have low expectations. Just don't want to step on anything I've already planted, because I remember I planted some other stuff and I forgot about. I don't see it. Live well and prosper. My little seeds, the seed people, the microorganism people. It all helps. A little carbon down. Okay, I gotta plant my Kwai Muk seed. I talked about planting everything in a choice spot, but I really haven't done that yet. I think I planted something in a mulberry and something in a pigeon pea, but where did I leave that thing? There it is. Okay, I think I'll plant it over here since I'm over here. This video is probably getting a little long and boring. Oh, there's another mango. This one's very nice looking. It looks like sugarloaf or something. It's got to be. It's planted next to all this stuff, pigeon pea and other stuff. I see citrus right there. There's another one right there. So some palm trees, and then A little clover in here. All this biology, all this biology that nobody discusses is like they discuss NPK, who cares? I want to know how biological your manure is. That's what I want to know. That would really help. I'm fairly certain that if you feed your livestock, your cows, like mango fruit and stuff, the manure from the grass-fed, not the diseased manure. There's my little Kwai Muk seed. That it would be really good for everything. So I'm going to plant this right here. There's a little lychee right there, and there's a pigeon pea right there. There's an oak tree right there. So there's a lot of stuff going on over here. The soil is starting to improve. So I'm going to plant it right there. And then plant my other seeds in there. Plants are your best input. They really are. I know all you hoard plants, so got to put them in the ground. I think everyone grows everything in pots. I understand if you're in a cold area, yes, but all these plastic pots everywhere, it's just like, ugh, I'm sure the soil sucks. Definitely doesn't have any microorganisms worth a hoot, because you really can't purchase bagged mycorrhizae and expect it to get a good result, a perfect result. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and that's our organic seed planting.